Hello, universe. It's been about, I think, 5 or 6 weeks since my last video. It has been a busy, busy time. All wonderful things. We went to Ohio. We went to Idaho for New Year's week, and it is probably one of my favorite places in the whole world. There's this little ski winter wonderland, small, very small mountain town in McCall, Idaho. It's about 2.5 hours north of Boise. I don't even know how to describe in words. It's a part of my soul will always reside in McCall, and it was our second time there, and it's just Rosie, stop. Sorry. Sometimes she licks her butt like slowly, and I can't stand watching it. It's just, anyways. It's an amazing, amazing place. I love the snow. There's so much snow. They have these trees that are called, these pine trees that are huge. They're out of like a Disney, 1990s, Beauty and the Beast Disney fairy tale movie. They're called, I think, Colorado spruce. And the pine trees, like the ends of them, the fir tips, they kind of curl up, and it's just so beautiful. They have this kind of gray blue hue, and especially when there's a lot of snow sitting on those curved tips, it's so freaking magical. I just love it so much. I'm not a big adrenaline type seeker when it comes to winter activities. I don't go skiing or snowboarding or any kind of, any stuff like that. My favorite thing to do there is to go for walks. We usually get a little rental cabin, nothing fancy, it's just small, cozy. And my favorite thing to do is usually in the morning time, I will go for a long walk just down the street and just soaking in all the trees and the snow, looking at the other cabins, and it's just so incredible. Something about the air when it snows, it's like this clean, ultra clean crispness that it just so invigorates me. And there's this stillness and this quietness that happens when it snows, and it's I don't know, I just feel like I belong there. I feel like my soul belongs there. I'm so happy there, and I never want to leave. It's so hard to leave. On the last full day there, I took a walk, and I was sad. I was like, I know we'll probably come back here sometime, and stay for, 3 or 4 days, and that'll be great. But then I was walking through, on just a normal residential street sprinkled with cabins, and I was just like, I don't want to come back and, be a vacationer, and walk through as a vacationer. I want to walk through as this being my home one day, and that's what I really want. And I talked to I had this feeling and these thoughts, so I went back to the cabin. I got Clint. I made him come out in the cold and go for a walk with me, and we just had this beautiful long walk where we were thinking about, kind of what we really want in life, like actually setting some real goals and working on actually achieving these goals. And it was a beautiful thing, and we decided that's just something that we both want one day, is to hopefully be in a place to buy a little cabin, nothing big or fancy, just a little cozy cabin somewhere in a mountain area. Doesn't necessarily have to be McCall. I would love it to be McCall, but it really could be, anywhere that has that kind of a setting or an atmosphere. So we're gonna do some little trips over the next 5-10 years while the kids are still in school, and just kind of check out different states, different areas that we may want to live in. And yeah, so that was a wonderful thing that happened. And when I left McCall that time, I wasn't depressed. I was feeling hopeful and happy and excited. And I really needed that. The past couple months, a mixture of, just some holiday stuff. Yeah, it's been rough. I've been going through a lot of up and downs, like really ever since kind of Thanksgiving week. Work has been very challenging lately. We've been things have been very busy. The job I have, sometimes when it is, sometimes I just don't sleep very well. And that, for me, that's hard. It's hard to function at my best, not just physically, but emotionally, mentally, intellectually, spiritually. It's really hard for me to be at my best when I'm not getting sleep. I think a lot of us can agree. I think that's just a normal, basic human function. So that's been hard. My daughter, she's had nothing big, just like some little health things that have kind of happened like back to back to back. And with her, I don't always handle it well, and that's something that I'm working on personally, and I feel like I still need to do a lot of work on that. Talking to my therapist, I had this idea just yesterday. I came up with this myself, that I'm gonna write a letter to myself and maybe have Clint, like, what, because when I get stressed with her and things happen, I regress to not the functional, logical minded, emotionally regulated adult. Sometimes I regress into this scared, hopeless child. That's just part of my personal history, back to that kind of scared, hopeless, wounded inner child. And I don't handle the situation emotionally as I need to. And it's once I'm in that state and things have kind of activated, it's kind of hard for me to get out of it. At least those are some challenges I've had. Mona, hi. This is my Mona. She is everywhere. I am never alone. So this letter, I want to write a letter to myself as, a functional adult, to that other version of myself when I feel stressed, when that wounded child is kind of taking over and has the steering wheel and kind of driving me. I want to write a letter to her. I want to write a letter to her, and I want to be able to tell her the things that she needs to hear during that time, the things that I'm not always able to tell myself during that time because of the stage kind of that I'm in. And maybe I'll ask my husband if, because of course this affects him a lot too, what would you like to tell me? Maybe I'll ask my mother and my mother-in-law, what would you like to tell me? Like, what do you think I need to hear? And then, we'll write it down in like just a little letter form. And whenever I need to, I'll have that letter. I'm going to read it, the letter I write to myself, and maybe some close family that writes to me. Just things that I need to hear. And really all it is, it's just recentering me. So when I'm in that state, I'm usually way down here, way down here. Things are hopeless. I'm scared. Things just aren't going to be good. I just feel out of control. I don't feel good at all. I need something to kind of recenter me back up here. And that way, not just for myself, so I can emotionally be better, because, but also for my family and for my kids, so I can, be there, be what she needs me to be, and be the person my husband needs me to be, etc., etc. So that's something that has been a challenge, especially the past month or so. And, with all the other existing kind of things that have been going on, that's something personal that I want to work on. So I'm kind of happy I have a plan for that. I've been on that kind of same topic of regressing. I've learned this, that everybody, we regress throughout the day into a smaller version of a younger version of ourselves. It could be 4 or 5, it could be 11 or 12, when you're just not that functional, emotionally regulated adult. And it's normal. It happens to all of us throughout the day. Some of us probably more than others. And what's a beautiful thing now is that I have that awareness, because for a lot of my adult life, I didn't have that awareness. I attended a workshop in Dallas that my therapist recommended. It was probably about 3 years ago, and it was by a counseling company or a service called D2, the letter D and then the number 2, Counseling in Dallas, Texas. When my therapist first recommended that workshop for me, I think it was the first day or the second day that I saw her, I was just like, no. It's like, I don't need, that's not something that's for me. It's not, it does cost quite a bit. I was like, and I'd have to go out of state. Like, whoa. Like, I don't, it's definitely not for me. And then I got to a point where I just knew that, I think it was like 6 months later, I was like, okay, I need this. I want to try it. I trust my therapist that, this is something that would be a benefit to me. So I went. It was about 3 days long, and it was me and I think 3 other individuals, and it was a 3-day workshop, and it was life-changing. It was just incredible. Really, the workshop consists of addressing any wounded, addressing your wounded inner child. And usually, there's a discussion of any, trauma that one had as a child or as a teenager. And, I think they discuss trauma as any less than nurturing event that took place. And it doesn't have to be, something, severe or substantial. It could be many things. And that's unique for all of us. And I'm so happy I did that workshop. I'm actually going to be doing it again. I'm very, very happy that I made this decision. They say sometimes it can take 2 or 3 of those workshops to really kind of cement some of the material, and the material is so powerful. I left with this binder, and the first year or so, whenever I didn't feel centered, like I felt, I would just spend 10 minutes just looking at that binder, and reading some of the material that it had in it, and it was just like an instant whoop. It's just like a reminder. Okay. And it's a beautiful thing. And like I said, it's been over about 3 years or so since that workshop, and I've realized of late I have felt a little bit more off balance, more than I felt centered, and I feel like for me it's the right time to do that workshop again. So I plan on doing it this summer, and I'm looking forward to it. I know it's going to be a different experience the second time than the first time, so I'm looking forward to seeing everything that happens with it. So very, very grateful and fortunate to have that opportunity. Well, anyways, let's see. It's only 15 minutes. What else? Gosh, I can't really, I feel like I would be ending the video so short, only at 15 minutes. I got through, I think, what I wanted to talk about pretty quickly. I guess I could talk about something. Oh, this. I'm sure, this is a posture support brace. I'm gonna just show you my chest real quick. Yeah, it goes like this, and it like wraps around. You just adjust it like that. So I originally got this I've always had, slumpy shoulders, not very good posture, and I got this to kind of help. It just pulls the shoulder blades back, and it's very comfortable. And even after I get done wearing it, it's like I still feel like the muscle memory is there, and it helps me pull my shoulders back. But I have a wonky rotator cuff on this side. Since I started doing aerial and dance, I just need to do some more like shoulder stabilizing exercises. And I am in my second year of the adult dance team with my daughter's dance art studio, and I am so excited about that. I just started practicing the new dance, and it is just so much fun. It's so high energy. It's so much fun. The teacher and the choreographer, she's so talented, and it's so much fun. It's a great group of women too. We all have fun. We don't take ourselves too seriously. We make each other laugh, and it's just supportive and encouraging, and I just love it. So when I first started practicing a few days ago, my shoulder was really hurting, and I was like, no, because it's very much a shouldery type of dance right now. So I decided to throw this bad boy on, and it helps so much. I'm able to do the moves. Just keeping my shoulders in a good position is preventing, it's just adding some support and some stabilization, which is helping so I don't have that pain, so I can keep dancing, and it's just so much fun. There are times as a mom, I would call myself a mature mom, not really like mature emotionally or intellectually, but more just like physically mature. I'm in my 40s now, a seasoned mom, and I feel like I've gotten, I'm very, as we all are, I'm very devoted to my kids, and especially when they're school aged, it can be very busy. You're running around doing extracurriculars. You're trying to make sure they get some sort of proper meals, showers, baths, homework, maybe a little bit of quality time. It can be hard, and there were many times when I was like, you know what, I just don't need to be doing this adult dance team. I need to just spend my time, my energy, just to focus on my kids because they need me right now. And that was just something sometimes I would tell myself, and that usually didn't last long because I think in the back of my mind and in my heart, I knew that I needed something too. And I think that I needed to do something that was fun. And I have to remind myself that I'm not taking anything away from my kids by giving myself a little bit of time to do something I enjoy. Because I think if we remember that if it's if our kids were grown up, would we want them to take time for themselves to do something that they love and they enjoy? Of course we would. Of course we would. So why are we not doing that for ourselves? And also I feel it's modeling good things for our kids. Like just what I said before, I'm modeling that, yeah, as an adult, you can still try new things and you can still have fun and you can take out time for yourself and it's okay. And I think it's so those are the things I'm reminding myself to stick with it when it comes to the periods when I for some reason I'm trying to talk myself out of it. So oh, one more thing, kind of going back to the other thing, I was talking about workshop therapy, regression stuff. After the workshop, it's very important to kind of read some sort of material just to kind of like, keep remembering things. It really helps. This is a book that they recommended that I bought after the workshop 3 years ago, and I never read it. And as I've been having some more challenges lately, I decided to read it, and it's really great. It's very, very helpful. There's really so much. Okay, this is it. Growing Yourself Back Up. It's by John Lee. Yeah, it's incredible. I believe he was one of the first, and I mean, this book has been around for a couple decades, but he was one of the first to really emphasize regression and kind of how much that impacts all adults, because it does, and kind of some things that will help when first recognizing when we're in a regress state, and some things to kind of help us get out of that regressed state. Yes. So this is an excellent book, and going back to any kind of material that discusses that is really very helpful for me. I may just read like a page at a time, like a couple pages really a week, and I kind of highlight so I can go back to the things that I thought were really important. And because it's pretty powerful stuff, and when I'm reading a book that is pretty powerful, I want to take the time to let it soak in. So I'll read like a page or two and then go back to that page several times for the whole week and just kind of let it soak in. But I just wanted to share that. I feel that is all I have that's on my mind today. I put on my workout clothes while I'm drinking my morning coffee. I have not done that before. So once I am a little bit caffeinated, I'll already be in my workout clothes, and hopefully, that will make it easier for me to do a workout video. I really want to get back into my lyra dancing. I haven't been going to class. It's just not something that I'm able to do right now, but I have a lyra at home, and and I really, really want to get back into it. It's something that makes my heart happy, and creatively choreographing my own dances to a song that I choose. And it also gives me a reason to work on being, fit, strong, and flexible. So that's kind of, I guess, a New Year's-y, goal. And that's it. I will see you all in a month or so. Universe. Bye.